Hello and welcome back to D&D with High School Students Season 5. We are back at the table and picking up right where we left off. You guys saw a very strange thing that encountered Winny in a telepathic conversation and then sort of abruptly left in a paranoid, fast-moving, hovering fashion. Just prior to that, though, we might want to recall that Ahkum made some additional connection with his earth ring and punched a boulder as if it was one of those big jumbo beach balls, and it went soaring off the mountain, crashing far away. So you guys had just had a long rest. Now, imagine that traversing these mountains is not simply a matter of going straight up. If you wanted to, of course, you could continue doing that, but you could also kind of explore to see if there are paths, perhaps, that don't require the use of climbing gear. This is purely for your understanding of the context of these mountains. You're currently on kind of level 2 plateau, and the mountains soar far, far above what you can see. But it is morning, and you guys are all up. Subtract some rations as well as water.
Right.
What's wrong? You don't have rations?
No, we hunt.
We hunt.
Okay. Well, you're hungry and thirsty.
Well, I have rations.
Okay.
We got those.
Nom nom.
Anybody else doing anything for food, or should we just kick in exhaustion level 1?
Oh, I'm gonna eat some raw meat from the creature.
Are you purifying this meat?
I am.
Okay. The raw meat from the creature tastes gamey, but you are consuming it. How about you? What does Lark do
Good
for food and
question.
water?
Lark will consume some meat from the creature that Ahkum has.
Okay. It tastes gamey.
Are we just going straight up, or are we like trying to look around for something to like walk?
Hmm?
Are we climbing, or are we going around to find a place to walk up?
Well, can we climb here?
Yeah.
Well, I don't see why we wouldn't.
I mean, we could climb, but I think we do want to look for a source of water or something. I'm out.
Huh. All right. Yeah.
I can just make water.
Can you?
Yeah. If you want me to.
I'm thirsty.
That's fair. Is this a ritual?
Do you happen to have a handy spell?
Yeah, I do actually. I just want to check something. Bam. Bam. All right, get your bags out.
Florian preemptively drinks his entire water skin.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna cast Create and Destroy Water. I'm going to create 30 gallons of water.
Okay. You
Which is a
create
single water skin fill?
a gallon.
A gallon? I have 3.
Everyone's got a lot of water.
Okay. So you resupply yourselves.
Yep.
All right. So you have a plateau that's, about 100 feet, 100 yards wide before the next serious elevation. And it's not perfectly flat, mind you. It kind of slopes up and then becomes very, very straight up in terms of a climb.
All right. I think we start climbing. I'm gonna
I don't
keep a
have any.
lookout for assorted flowers and small animals.
Okay, there are small animals, actually. You don't see a lot of big animals.
That's good.
You do see little, like, mountain rodents and birds and stuff that kind of, are in the area, but they seem completely natural to the environment.
I want to try to grab one.
Okay, you do.
All right.
I mean, you're stupidly fast, so I'm not going to bother rolling. You grab a small bird, like a robin.
Yeah, I kill it.
Okay,
It's
you do. Your alignment is now chaotic evil.
Holy shit.
I'm hunting.
That's so silly of me. I forgot. Alignment doesn't matter. All right. So you kill the bird.
This is for later.
Okay.
I'm just making sure I can do it now.
Got it. 10-4.
Missiles?
No.
Throwing.
It's because I have a ring that's welded to my finger, and I want it to not be welded to my finger.
Okay.
Okay.
The plan's coming together.
Florian
All right.
is having a thought.
Hold on.
Rare.
One of the day.
That's when the world ends.
You know who else has a thought? This D20.
Holy
Who'd like to roll
I don't
a
think
D20?
D20s have thoughts.
Okay, Josh.
Josh, can I roll the collect dice?
No.
Okay.
Mel, you can also roll a D20. Just tell me what the flat roll is. What'd you get, Josh?
15.
10.
Oh, okay. It's a peaceful morning.
Woohoo.
There's a light breeze on the mountains. Light breeze, yeah. The skies are actually pretty clear.
This is bad. Nothing is ever this good. he's not telling us something.
That's a good
what are you
point.
hiding,
I'm gonna
Balin?
look around. I'm gonna enjoy the nice morning.
I'm
gonna
just
make a
happy.
perception check.
I'm
Go
happy
ahead.
about the day.
We're having a good.
Having a grit.
9.
You see, what you think you'd see on
Well,
kind of a mountain plateau, rocks, small and large.
Oh, is there any mountainous flowers or anything?
Yes.
Maybe? All right, I'm gonna pick some as well.
Okay. It occurs to you that somewhere in someone's bag is a list that was made by a nice furbolg named Botano.
He's dead now, everybody.
And that maybe some of the items that he had on that list with his very accurate botanical sketches might be things that you would find where you are.
We want to look around while we're going up?
I mean, I guess. I don't know. He lived in O'Hero.
Oh, that's the one
That's kind of
that's when the ogres went.
And
Yeah.
the dragon.
And the dragon. Is the dragon awake? I thought it was
I don't know if it's awake. We haven't been there in a while.
I've never been there.
Can't hurt to get them just in case.
I guess.
I
look
mean, if
tasty.
anything, yeah, they probably taste good.
That's fair.
If he's not alive, we'll
Not
just-
the yellow ones, though.
No?
I just want to be clear. You're still within 100 feet of the Chimera's cave. Like you guys have.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I think we're moving up, out and up the
Okay.
mountain.
So you walk actually further into the mountain range, and you get to a point where you can't really hike up anymore. It becomes such a sharp angle that you will need some kind of climbing.
Climbing tools.
Okay. Are you making the climb up to set the climbing gear?
I'll do it.
How tall is it? How high up?
Don't fall.
You
Don't
feel
move.
like this particular ascent goes up about 150 feet. I mean, it's a
More or
pretty.
less. Yeah, I'm fine. I'll make the climb.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an
Florian
athletics
can
check.
also climb Ahkum. He's
Go
really
ahead and make
good
me an
at it.
athletics check.
He's really good at it, Ahkum.
Do not rage.
Ahkum,
Do not rage.
You got 2 feet off the ground there, Ahkum.
No. Let's roll a d12, El. Go ahead. That's the die that doesn't get rolled enough.
12.
Ah.
Almost all the way to the top, and then you slip and fall.
Wait, but I've made progress, right? There's pieces of...
Yeah, the 12 is multiplied times 10. So you're basically almost at the top. Now you're going to be falling 110 feet.
Are all of us at the bottom, looking at it? Just
So that's 11d6. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Before I hit the
5,
ground, I will rage.
6. Like you're just raging because you're so angry with yourself that you
Yeah.
almost made it to the
okay.
top.
So I want to try to break his fall, but the wind ring broken.
It broken.
Bokey.
Wind ring. No, my finger's broken.
like watches you fall and thinks fire isn't going to help the situation.
All right. You
Burn
would
the
have
ground.
taken 29 damage, but you only take 14.
Ice.
That's
fire.
nothing.
You hear anger growl, and you see him just fall.
There he goes.
It's like a dust
Now the good
cloud.
thing is that he got almost to the top and set the piton and was just getting up to the final ledge to set the rest of it. So I'll let you make it up to the top to finish setting up the climbing gear without another roll.
Awesome.
Ahkum, are you good?
You okay?
You fell very. You made a comically opaque dust cloud.
Maybe
Yeah,
you
I'm
bounced
fine.
off the cliff wall while you were going down, which kind of cut down on the sheer velocity. But
I told
But
you what Florian did.
Hold on, I have an idea. I'm gonna grab 2 rocks together that look like rocks and some moss.
What
And
are you doing?
anywhere that I kind of got,
Oh.
I hit pretty hard. Imagine head, and, like shoulders and back. And just
Ahkum.
kind of grind some of the moss and pat it on.
Ahkum,
Okay.
I think that's
if you plan on using, actually this goes to Lark too. I think the rings are like kind of weird because I was using mine a lot and now it's this. It's like stuck to my finger,
Oh.
and it hurts a lot. So I think it happens when like we use them a lot.
Well, I haven't been good at it, so I think I'm fine. I might be good at it, but I'm just like, I punch rocks.
You punch rocks.
I punch rocks.
I can try to heal it later, maybe.
I don't know. I'm gonna try to get the wind to like me more once we're higher up and there's more wind.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think that's a good plan.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we climb.
Climb back up and finish it. And then-
okay, you make it up, and when you get up to the top of this plateau, you kind of look around, presumably to make sure you're not just like going up there and there's a coven of like 7 warlocks. And it's a little bit different. The rocks up here are a little more jagged. It's not just a flat plateau. It's still traversable, but it's considered like difficult terrain. And this seems to go for about 50 feet until the next climb up. But this ring, this band at this level on level 3 seems to go as far as you could see in both directions along the mountains, kind of slightly up, slightly down.
I say we move along this way. I don't really want to climb up again and
Yeah,
fall
that's
twice
fair.
the distance.
So
That's
remember
fair.
that you are basically on the eastern side of this mountain range, and you have been climbing up. Now you're kind of at the 3rd elevation. The rest of you use the climbing.
elevations are
A lot. The rest of you
Pick a
use
number.
the. Well, I mean,
Give or take.
literally, like you could see at least probably.
You can
2
see
more.
1 mile.
I can see a mile.
See a mile.
Big eyes.
But is that like? Does that penetrate fog and cloud?
I can see clearly for a mile.
But I think you can
Yeah, but
see
you
the
can't see
fog
through
clearly.
the fog,
You
clearly.
can see the fog clearly.
Okay,
That's
so
a
you
clear
can't see
fog.
the mountain top,
No.
but you could see that it goes up hundreds more feet.
Let me be clear.
Hundreds, like
Yeah.
really far up. And then you're like, yeah, there's a lot of cloud and fog up there.
Blow it away. Just
So the rest of you use the climbing gear. You guys ascend to this 3rd kind of level, and you sort of see, as I described, kind of a sharper, kind of more rough terrain. But it does kind of go off around the mountain range to the north or to the south.
So which way is the wizard?
well, I don't know. I think he would just.
I thought the wizard was just up.
Yeah, he's just up. I don't.
I mean,
I don't-
technically, you know that this mountain range goes kind of, it's sort of like, it goes south and west from where you are,
Oh wait.
and
Give
then
it-
goes back up north and west.
Wait. I'm casting Sending to Sibylla with my shield. I get 1 sending to her per day. Hi Sibylla. Do you know where in the mountains the wizard lives? We want to know what way to climb. Are you having a good morning?
Perfect. 25 words. Easy.
Thank you, Winifred. Please be careful. Many dangerous monsters. He dwells at the top. I have to think if she would know this. Hold on.
He dwells at the top. We got to go up.
Don't know where the wizard is. Have a good day.
Remember, he does not interact with others very often. Be careful.
It's orb, guys. It's orb.
Not
It's
orb.
so orb.
It's orb.
Bro, my boy Orb.
My boy orb. Okay, well.
By the way, I nicknamed him 5-star.
No, his name's Orb.
It's orb.
Orb's a way better name
He
than
just
5-star.
kind of said the top.
The top.
Yeah.
That's pretty easy. We just
I'm
keep
gonna-
going up.
Survey mountain
Yes.
tops. Which one looks the widest? At the point.
Okay,
last
so you feel like the one that you're literally on right now in this range goes up for probably another 1,000 feet. But if you kind of divert your view a little bit more to the southwest, you feel like there's one further into the range that kind of towers even up above the cloud cover.
Or should we go that way? I'll point towards the big one.
Do
Oh.
you think that one's bigger?
Oh, I can see it's bigger.
Oh, right.
It's kind of further into the range, like
we can do that.
at least some miles.
All right.
And this mountain would presumably be larger because it's wider at the point where it goes into the clouds. Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't want to get all the way to the top of a mountain and then look over all the clouds and see the other mountain where we're supposed to be.
I mean, if he's at the top.
I mean, it's fun though. Because you gotta sled down then.
Right.
Like,
I've never sled. I don't know.
sled, same thing. Just
Okay.
sit down, ball up, and
I think that's rolling.
That's rolling. A sled is when you get like a big piece of.
God, a mile? Really? Really, 5e? Really? A mile?
clear vision for up to a mile.
You get a real
advantage on
sledding
perception
is
checks.
you
We
get,
built this party to kill you.
you get a big
I probably have advantage on
piece.
perception checks.
You get a big piece of like a log or wood or something, and then you sit in it and you slide.
Oh.
Rolling is just when you're you and you know.
I would say that you could see, since you can see a mile, you can see that those upper peaks of the larger mountains further into the range do have snow on them.
Does it snow often in Chamenos?
No,
Have we seen snow here before?
it's never snowed
Frost.
anywhere near any of you.
Oh God.
I've been on mountains.
That
though,
makes
in
sense.
Dreams.
You-
I've
you-
interacted with snow.
You've seen snow.
Oh, the white stuff.
Huh?
Follow me. He's gonna start running towards the bigger mountains and
All right.
the snow.
So you're on this third kind of elevation. You sort of start following it south. It's difficult terrain, but that doesn't really matter because you're not like running away from or towards anyone. So I assume you're just kind of taking it careful. You guys travel for hours, and it kind of winds to the south, and then it goes west a bit, and then it goes down a little bit, and then up. So you are kind of moving further into the mountain range now. You look back, and you're beyond even being able to see the valley. Like you're in, now other mountains that you bypass have kind of obscured that
Do you
view.
ever move past any mountain streams or whatnot?
Yes, all the time.
I think.
And they're cold, and the water's fresh and cold.
Instead of drinking from water skins, Ahkum's gonna be trying to drink from those
Yeah.
every occasion he can. And if he's finding like a mountain
Question.
fruits, I'll be picking
You
those
make
as
a connection. You're like, wait, the white moss at the top of these mountains releases water, and that is this. Like you're starting to get this
Holy shit.
connection.
Would
The water cycle.
would Ahkum drink like with his hands, or would he just lap from the
just
stream?
laps it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Terrible.
As you
Bile.
kind of get to where you're feeling you're in the orientation to go into the range a little bit more west, make me another d20 roll.
17.
Okay. You kind of get to a point now where you have to use the climbing gear again to get up to kind of an elevation where you can start heading towards the big mountain.
Ahkum, how about I go off this time?
All right.
Because I probably won't fall that hard.
Okay.
I'm going to take the climbing gear. I'm going to start climbing up. I'm activating
guidance.
my astral arms so I can use wisdom for athletics checks.
Fantastic. Go ahead and make that roll.
It's not terrible.
I believe.
16?
You make it. You climb up.
No.
You set the spikes and set the pulley and you lower the rope, and everybody can then benefit from your excellent climbing gear setup.
You see 2 big thumbs ups come over the edge of the astral arms.
This part is a wider section of a plateau, like a half mile of more or less like rocky, difficult terrain, but with outcroppings from mountains that kind of connect in this plateau. There are some sporadic trees as well, like pine trees, like evergreens.
While I'm waiting for the party to climb up, is it windier up here than down?
It is. It's slightly windier.
All right. I'm going to look out
You're
over...
sort of in a, because of the way the mountains kind of come together, you're sort of in a wind tunnel almost.
I'm going to look out over the edge and say, Wind, I'm sorry I used a lot of your ring. I'm going to take the bunch of flowers that I had. I'm going to throw them into the wind. And I say, I'm sorry. That's an apology.
I would die for him.
Duly noted.
I would kill to keep him safe.
He is so dumb. He's probably going to throw in a few flowers from his hair as well as from the mountain. Because it's like, well, the wind already lives on the mountain.
Yeah.
Surely it would have, surely.
You do that. The rest of you guys kind of climb up the climbing gear. As you are retracting the climbing gear, make me a perception check.
Okay.
But everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
16.
I'm gooting out over here. Holy shit.
15.
18. 9.
All right.
Gooting out.
Lark.
Yeah.
Oh, they have a -1. That makes sense.
They.
You're watching them kind of pull the climbing gear up, and you're sort of looking out at this plateau, and you see some movement behind a cluster of pine trees. Like one of the trees goes like. You notice the branches are kind of blowing and sort of rocking back and forth from the wind, but you feel like you saw some actual movement, like something behind the trees.
It's a goop. No way.
I think there's something in the trees.
Wait.
Oh?
Whoa.
So some movement.
Where?
Keep an eye
Like
on.
a squirrel?
In the trees over there.
So about 150 feet away from the cliff that you guys just climbed, along this kind of plateau valley, you see sporadic pine trees and stuff, but then you see a sort of a grove, not a grove, like a clutch of maybe 5 or 6 of them.
I can go check it out.
I'm going to squint using my clear vision for up to a mile. Are there any tracks on the ground? Or someone might have been moving?
Make a survival check.
Got
Do you
it.
get advantage because of your stupid eyes?
Don't. It's only, I don't get disadvantage in dim light.
Oh, I see.
Okay, that's better. 14?
You don't really see anything more than what Lark gestured to, and even then you're like looking with your binocular eyes, and you just see kind of the trees and the undergrowth of the pine branches, like they go all the way down. Like imagine like 15 big Christmas trees that are all just in kind of a tight area.
Hey! Is there someone over there?
No.
Does AC 20 hit?
It does! Matter of fact.
Dude, they're gooting out.
Shut up.
You're getting
You gotta
gooted
stop
on.
saying that.
It's funny.
Good word.
It's goofy.
All right. You take 15 damage as a very large rock hits you. Roll initiative, everyone.
God, the big rock.
The top
Breath of the Wild when the stone
Talus music.
Oh, I do, for instinct.
So they,
Dun, 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 dun.
Why is it 7 or 6 level?
Florian, what'd you get?
I got a 21.
Ahkum, what'd you get?
I'm checking
Winnie, what'd you
the
get?
trade.
I got 22.
Lark, what'd you get?
Yeah, it's a 5, baby. You never roll good initiative.
Good old reliable Lark.
Last session, I rolled like a 20 last session.
Yeah, but before that, you always get like a 1.
Okay, let me know what your initiative is.
Yep.
When you have that at the ready.
Just for level 6.
Did I?
That was a level 7 ability.
Yeah. 15.
Okay. Fair enough. This rock flies out from behind the trees so fast that you try to kind of duck it, but it hits you sort of square. Make a dex save.
Mr. Allen.
Yes.
How big are we talking the rock? Are we talking pebble? Are we talking stone? Are we talking?
No. Like
I punched
Like a
a boulder this
boulder.
morning.
It's not just a boulder.
you did.
I could actually use my reaction to try to do the same thing here and channel the power of Gnog through my ring and punch
Oh,
this
I would
boulder
love
back.
for you to make that percentile roll. What? Just one quick thing.
Yeah.
What is your highest attribute of Constitution or
17.
strength?
17 con.
What's your strength?
15.
Okay, we'll go with 17.
Next ASI is doing the
and what
rare-
level are you?
6. Level 6, I rolled a 20 on the die.
He's level
Calculating.
20. He's level 20.
And you rolled a 20 what?
20.
Okay, I'm going to make a deal with you.
Oh.
You can take half damage.
I'll
Here's
take
what
it.
happens. As your reaction, you have this thought, and you punch the boulder. The boulder splits and flies past you, but you're going to take half of the damage then.
Awesome. And I have advantage of this deck save because I am a barbarian. 18.
Okay, you don't fall off the cliff.
Ahkum getting thrown off cliffs
Very cool.
twice within 10 minutes.
You feel
It's his hobby.
your ring is very hot. It is extremely warm.
It's a bad thing, Ahkum.
Not to the point where you're taking damage yet.
Okay.
Okay, so at this we have Winny. You're top of the order.
All right. How far away is the rock throwing tree?
Well, the clutch of trees is 100 feet away.
100 feet away. Is it still difficult terrain?
Yes.
Oh shit. All right.
It's difficult, right? Oh,
This is a funky situation. I think I am going to.
And
start-
Florian, you're on deck.
I'm going to start running up.
Okay.
If I use my action to move,
then
I
you
am-
can move 30 feet.
I have a speed of 70 feet. Because I'm a satyr, I have 35 movement speed.
So you can move 35 then.
I could.
Yes.
So I'm going to do that.
Okay.
And I'm going to move, like if this is the party, I'm moving, and this is trees, I'm moving like a little bit to the side to separate.
So forward towards the trees, but diagonal.
Yep.
Do you want to do a bonus action, or are you done?
Bonus action. How far away am I for the trees now? Like, forward?
65 feet.
I can't do anything yet. Nope.
Okay. Florian.
All right. Florian is going to use his action to dash, making his move speed 100.
I hate you.
So he has 50 move speed. I'm not going to use all 50. My plan here is to run about 40 up, then jump. Actually, sorry. I'm using my bonus action step of the wind, not my action to dash. So I got to mark off.
Okay,
Come on.
so bonus action, step the wind.
Yeah, that which also will double my jump speed, my
Okay.
jump distance rather. And I'm gonna run up, and I'm gonna jump for the rest of that.
What can you jump now?
Let's see, because I have to roll my d8. I think it's, what's the calculation?
I don't remember.
Long jump is the number of
Long
feet
jump.
up to your strength score. When you make a standing long jump, you can only leap half that distance.
Okay, this is a running long jump because I'm running 40 feet.
Okay, cool. Running long jump is a number of feet up to your strength score.
Okay, then I add a d8 and then I double it.
Right.
Okay, so 24 feet. And that will get me within 64. I'm 64 feet away from where I'm started.
Correct.
Now, oh shit! I used my bonus action. I'm dumb. Okay,
Use your action to dash.
Yeah, I was gonna try to misty step into the trees, but I'll land and then I'll Am I near any trees now?
No.
No? Okay. I'll use my action to dash and just like try to maneuver.
What's your movement?
It would be maximum 200 feet if I double dash. So I'm gonna try to.
You can make it to the tree.
Yeah, I'm gonna maneuver. I'm trying to get to behind a tree, so if a rock is thrown at me, I might have some cover.
So factoring in your jump.
Yeah, I was just trying to get higher because I had a plan, and then I realized that plan didn't work because I can't have 2 bonus actions.
Correct. So you can make it to the trees.
Yes, I'm just trying to hide behind one of the trees. Right
Okay, fair enough. Make a perception check since you are closer now and you kind of see between the trees.
13.
You see a large pair of legs.
There's a big guy.
The
Bigger
legs
than
are,
Ahkum?
you would equate them to being probably the same size as the tree trunks.
Tree-sized guy.
Ahkum, your turn.
I hear tree-sized guy, and you know, there's only one thought in this head at a single time, and half the time Florian has it. Ahkum is going to, as an action. Well, how far away are the trees?
100 feet.
100 feet. As an action, I'm going to dash. I have 90 foot move speed because I'm a barbarian. I have actually 15 move speed, so I have 90 feet. I move up within 10 feet of the trees.
It's difficult terrain.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is.
That's
No, okay.
That's why I couldn't just immediately run up to the trees.
Yeah.
Should have. I forgot to.
I mean, you can get halfway there almost.
I'll get halfway
With your-
there.
Dodge action. No, you don't. You can't bonus action dash.
And I will prepare my funny sword. If an attack is going to come at me,
Use your
I'm
action.
ready.
Oh yeah, your great axe is not there anymore.
Yeah, no.
Wait, didn't you use your
only
action
weapon
to
is the
dash?
sword of Ganag.
Flavor.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Oh no.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Blue.
Does a 26 hit?
It does.
Oh no.
Ahkum's just getting rocks thrown at him.
He's really good at it.
He's really good at getting rocks thrown at him.
That is 20 more bludgeoning damage.
It's about drive, it's about power.
I haven't raged yet. Okay. I'm bloodied.
Stop doing that.
Whoa.
You hear, what languages
Did
do
you
you
not
guys
rage?
speak? I feel
No,
like
I
you
didn't.
don't speak
Why not?
this one.
'Cause I-
Common, Cordy, and Sylvan.
Leonin,
Okay.
common Leonin, like Sylvan, and then a little bit of primordial.
Common, Leonin, Sylvan, and a bit of what I've written down here is rock.
Primordial.
Common, Sylvan, Elvish. We speak like all the same.
You hear like, you don't
Me
know
too,
what
bud.
was said. But that
felt
booming
that.
low voice is coming from behind the trees.
I felt that.
It
that
is,
in my soul.
it was quite loud.
Does this sound similar to the language that we heard the other giant speak?
Yes. It is now Lark's turn.
Epic. Eldritch Blast.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah. From exactly where I'm standing.
Spell Sniper
But
goes
he
cover.
has cover.
Spell Sniper. Do you have Spell Sniper?
No, I don't have Spell Sniper. It's,
Eldritch Spear?
yeah,
He's
that.
got the range, but the cover is the problem.
What do you mean?
There's things in
So
the
he
way.
has 3/4 cover. So you can make an attack roll, but he gets a +5 bonus to AC and Dex save throws against attacks and effects that originate on the opposite side of the cover. So go ahead and make your attack
Okay,
roll.
never
and I will tell you if
mind.
you hit.
Never mind.
You're kind of shooting blind. You're like, I'm shooting into the trees. So
I Kurosha Bug and I cast Hex.
on,
It's strength.
can't see him.
It's not
not
within
in range.
X is 60 feet. I was gonna do-
Uncrush the
You know what this
bug.
episode's going to be called? The Empire Strikes Back.
No.
Yeah.
I will.
We know the rules. We know what's going on.
I have a question. Are there any like shadows underneath trees or like rocks I can hide behind?
You can hide behind some rocks. If you go
Are there
prone,
is there anywhere that like perhaps projects dim light or darkness in the area?
well, there are some
Bastard.
there are
What
some
are you
very
looking at?
small shadows from, as I described to you, it's very rough terrain. There's a lot
Right,
of like
right.
broken boulders and kind of crevasses. You could grab cover by going prone, like literally hitting the ground and hiding beneath kind of one of the low rocks. The shadow from that is not significant.
Okay.
Can't do that.
At this time of day, the shadows would be going ahead of you, west. So like behind the grove of trees, there's probably shadows. But where you guys are is the sun's like up here, so it's kind of lighting everything up.
Interesting.
What are you gonna do? 20 seconds.
Kill.
Oh, fuck it. I cast Summon Fae.
Do you have the fucking materials for that?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You summon your posse.
Okay, go ahead and explain to the audience how Summon Fae works.
I call forth a Fae spirit. It manifests in an unoccupied space that I can see within range. This corporeal form uses the Fae spirit stat block. When you cast the spell, choose a mood. Fuming, mirthful, or tricksy. The creature resembles a Fae creature of your choice, marked by the chosen mood, which determines one of the traits in its stat block. The creature disappears when it drops to 0 hit points or when the spell ends. The creature is an ally to you and your companions. In combat, the creature shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. It obeys your verbal commands. If you don't issue any, it takes the dodge action and uses its move to avoid danger.
You'll feel mirthful.
Okay, so are we summoning a fuming, mirthful, or tricksy?
I'm feeling
You feeling mirthful today?
mirthful.
Yes.
What is mirthful?
That means
mean?
that the Fae can force one creature it can see within 10 feet of it to make a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC. Unless the save succeeds, the target is charmed by you and the Fae for 1 minute.
Correct.
You should have the,
Okay,
the face
so
fly.
you can summon the Fae because you got a 90-foot spell range. So the Fae can be 10 feet away from where the grove is. The giant's behind that, so you're going to have to make a perception check for your spirit Fae. It has
Do they get advantage because I pointed it out?
no,
Okay.
and it has no bonus to the perception check. Their wisdom is 11.
Okay, that is perception, you said? 11.
Okay, so the Fae is there. You're telling it to do what? To use its power on it?
Mirth
Could you get rid of the storm or like snow a bit so we can see that creature better at all?
Cat, it's trees.
Could you get rid of the trees?
I'm going to say that you know that this small Fae creature cannot just dispel trees. You would know.
Spell tree.
You would know that it can. You would know that it can Misty
Power
Step.
word
You would know that it
deforestation.
has a little short sword, and you would know that with its mirthful powers, it can charm a creature, but it
Why don't
cannot yet see the creature.
Why don't you get up close and try and get a better sight on that creature and tell me where it is?
Okay, fantastic.
You tell your guy to mirth
issue
it.
this order, and the Fae begins kind of buzzing through the trees, like into the grove.
Get
All right.
LT mood meter. That's
Yeah, the mood meter and
what are
Trixie.
What is Trixie?
Dude, today I'm feeling
You
You
especially
summoned
mirthful.
Trixie Mattel.
All right, guys, we're back at the top of the order. Winnie, Fred, what
right.
are you doing?
I'm like 30 feet away from it.
You're 30 feet away from the tree.
Very slight. Okay.
From the tree, not from it, right?
Uh-huh.
From the trees.
From the trees. All right. I am using my bonus action, and I have the Fae touched feet, so I'm casting Misty Step into the grove of trees, 30 feet, with my bonus action. And then with my action, I pull out my bow. Do I see the guy throwing rocks?
You see he's behind the grove of trees. You see a big stack of rocks where he is, and then there's like open space beyond that. And you're fairly certain that this is a hill giant.
Would I know anything about giants, and like if they speak anything besides giant?
You don't know. I don't think you do know.
All right, well, I'm gonna pull out my bow and I'm gonna go in Primordial. I'm gonna say, please stop. This isn't nice. Let's be friends. And I'm gonna shoot him.
Let's be friends.
I'm gonna miss really bad. That's a 10.
Okay. Phew. Oh.
The message gets across.
Florian, you
Okay.
are up.
So you said there was a pile of rocks, right? But the big boulders that it's grabbing from.
So you're kind of
I see Winnie moving. Right.
right. Well, no.
Could I use my movement to move
You
behind a
didn't see her
tree?
move.
Okay.
She was behind you,
Right.
and then you see motion in the trees now. She misty stepped, so you didn't
yeah.
see her move. You just see motion in the trees.
Oh, I'd probably like, and I know where the big guy is though, right?
You could. I mean, he's got
I
cover from where you are. If you move through the trees, you'd have a clear take on him.
I'll move through the trees.
Could I
Okay.
have used my movement last turn to get behind a tree after shoot?
To take cover? Sure.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I move towards him.
Okay. So beyond the grove of trees is where he has his stack of rocks that he's been throwing viciously at you. And then beyond him is kind of a continuation of this sort of plateau valley between these two parts of the mountain. So if you were to emerge, like if you wanted to go melee on him, you'd have to come through the trees and attack him.
So is the stack of rocks closer to where I am or farther from where I am?
It's like 10 feet past the grove of trees.
Okay. I'm gonna try to run up it. I'm
Okay.
imagining like a pyramid of these things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
Uh, try to run up of it, run off, and like.
Use it
'cause
as a ramp to.
Yeah, use it as a ramp to like
Okay.
jump at him.
All right. What's the attack?
I'm punching him 4 times,
Burning some
burning
chi.
1 key point.
Key.
That's gonna be 21, 16, 17, 22.
Yes, unfortunately for him, all of those
Okay.
hit.
I gotta conserve the points. That's some good rolls. That's gonna be 29 force damage.
Ouch.
I think.
He's like, oh, like just
29 force damage.
you beat him
And
a lot.
if I can, no, I already used my bonus action. Never mind. I used my bonus action to punch him twice. More.
Correct.
All right, that's my turn.
Ahkum.
And so it's difficult terrain up into the trees, and then after the trees, is it still difficult terrain?
No.
No? Okay. And how far behind the trees is the giant again?
Like 10 feet.
10 feet? I will dash with my action. No. I'm going to use my full move speed to get as far as I can through the difficult terrain, which is 45. I can move 45. I can move 45, so I move, what's that, 20 feet?
Yep.
20 feet.
And he's within range now. Please give me a wisdom save.
I knew you were going to do it.
Yelling.
I knew it.
He's doing his little roar.
I'm going to use my
Thank God it's only
daunting
once a
roar
day.
ability.
Okay, so he failed his wisdom save.
Wonderful. He's frightened of me.
All right.
If only they were all 7th level
Meow for the
monks.
audience, Josh.
No.
Come on, Josh. Have you no honor?
This brings it to him. So he cannot move towards you.
I still have my bonus action. I'm going to rage.
Oh, okay, rage.
Meow.
He has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while you are in his line of sight. He can't willingly move closer to you.
I'm in melee with him right now.
Yeah, so
Yes.
he's going to hit you with a club, or try to.
Bonk.
So the first attack at disadvantage is still a 19 to hit.
Yep.
I don't
Florian
have
getting
enough
flattened.
D8s.
Do you need some? I have a lot.
It's time to dump out dice pack number 2, everybody.
Florian getting flattened.
He springs back up.
He makes the Florian-shaped imprint in the ground.
He's like, why don't you just...
That is 24 on the first one.
The damage?
Yes.
Okay.
No!
Second attack. Aw, man. Does a 13 hit?
It does not. My big tree arm is blocked.
My boy, he is safe.
I don't know what that means.
He's not talking to you. He seems
like
to be
Simlish.
yelling.
I'm also yelling.
He didn't respond to my very diplomatic talks.
correct. It is Lark's turn. So Lark,
Can't believe
All right.
your
the brute.
tiny fey friend sees the hill giant and will now mirthful him,
Yes.
He's getting mirthful.
He's getting mirthful.
which again is a wisdom save. Damn it! The wisdom save is actually against your spell save DC. So what's my
Right.
target?
And my spell save DC, which I have written down,
You sure do.
is 13.
You went on mirthful.
That. I feel like we went over. Wait, Kat, what's your charisma mod?
My charisma mod is +3.
Huh?
Plus
14.
proficiency.
Your DC is 14.
15.
Okay.
Wait, is it 10?
Either way, he
8 plus
failed.
the stuff or 10 plus the stuff?
So he is now.
Plus the stuff.
Oh, this is interesting.
Okay, then it's 13.
He is frightened and
8
charmed.
plus 3
And
plus
the
3.
effect, I think.
Hey, math
8
quiz.
plus 2 plus 3.
Quiet. We're moving
wait,
on.
you-
He failed. Either way.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So he is charmed and frightened. That's peculiar. So he can't attack the charmer or the target. Charmer has advantage on ability check to interact socially with the creature. You just hear in a small voice, it's like, he is mirthful.
Well done!
It's like,
The hill giant stands kind of looking at this flitting
I think
sort
the
of
little
spirit.
fake creature is doing like a little like silly dance.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, and like looking, but then his eyes dart over to Ahkum and he's like, oh,
You gave him anxiety.
and he's just having these like conflicting feelings because he has two very opposing.
Let's try to go for peace, actually, for the first time.
nothing conflicting from Florian. I'm just going to
This
punch
brings
him in
us
the ankle.
to actually you, since your face
Right.
went. So what would you like to do? You're still pretty far away.
I would
All
like
the
to
rest of them
start.
are up in the trees.
I would like to start walking towards the trees.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You just blow your round.
Yeah, I'll dash. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. Winnie, you see this hill giant is perplexed. You actually see this glittering sort of light spirit flitting around.
Does it still look like hostile to?
It's still holding its club, but it seems to be like looking back and forth between the spirit and Ahkum. Understandably confused, given its low intelligence.
That fool.
Me and calculus.
You in calculus. Just in case, how strength-based does this bad boy look? Very?
Yes.
Slay. Might hit. Does a... Wait, let me check. Does a 14 hit this bad boy?
Sure does.
He's enfeebled,
Okay.
so all of his strength-based attacks do half damage,
Got it.
just in case he tries to bonk Florian again.
That is. He is now
Unbonkable.
very affected by multiple things. Okay, Florian, speaking of which, you are up.
Well, I think he's not doing too good. So I really want to test if my ring works with blood sacrifices. I'm going to punch him in the ankle with my normal Satyr fist that has the ring on it several times. Actually, wait. No, I am at his ankle.
You little guy.
Let's do 3 attacks here. Where's your D20? Is it in the middle? 12 and 2 things that are 20 or above.
The 12 is a miss.
Okay.
The other things hit.
Cool. 13 bludgeoning.
Okay.
Does the violence make the ring react at all?
No.
No, okay, good.
Okay. Ahkum.
I'm gonna, now that I'm at the end of the, or at least partly through the end of the rocks, I'm going to use the rest of my movement to move up to him. and like kind of miming, "Stop! Hey, stop! Stop! Done! Stop throwing rocks at us!" Persuasion?
Sure.
Awesome. Where'd my die go?
Do you need some?
I think the funniest part about this is how Florian can talk to his mind.
11.
He looks at you and he's like, and he turns and just starts. It's his turn. He just turns and starts like running away through the
Reaction, because I have the opportunity.
gave
Sure,
him
to
go ahead.
anxiety.
He's
I'm
running
not
away.
hitting him. I'm going to attempt to grapple him.
This will be interesting.
Why?
Is he
So does
actually?
that,
Wait, no.
Does that?
Is he huge or large? This is important.
He's huge.
I can't grapple.
So
Okay, grapple.
but enfeeblement is it halves his damage, but doesn't impact his anything else like strength saves.
No.
I'm just gonna try to
doesn't.
trip him then.
All right, go ahead.
I think that's a contesting strength check.
No,
No, it's
it's. I mean,
I'm
you
using
could
the
do it
shove
as.
action essentially.
Okay, then it's an athletics. Yeah.
Athletics, perfect. Bad roll.
Oh.
He just starts running.
I got a 10.
This brings us to Lark.
Am I there yet?
You hear a voice going, "He's running away."
It's just Richie. It's just Richie.
I wonder if I could hunt it for sport.
I hate how it sounds like an elf. like
He's
like
a little
Christmas
guy.
elf.
He
Yeah, how close
lives
am I?
near
I've
home.
run 60 feet because I dashed.
Yes, you would need to go another 60 feet to be beyond the trees and see this.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Back to the top of the order. Winnie, you see
Very eventful.
as this plateau valley
Lark
continues for a
He
ways,
made a little guy.
the hill giant's just running in terror.
There he goes.
I just let him go.
Ah. Have a nice day.
Four-handed wave.
I think like whatever like bird was hanging on to this thing to cast Raven Feel and just flies back to Winnie and lands on her hat.
Okay.
We should probably stop fighting them. If we're gonna be in
Well,
the
they keep
mountains.
throwing rocks at us.
They
I mean, we should
They
talk
keep
to
throwing
them.
rocks at you.
It's fine. I like the rocks.
Well, I don't think
We don't speak giant.
I don't think you talk to him. I think he's just scared of you.
I can speak to a giant for like 3 hours at the most. But then
The
I'd be
next
out of
one we see, we should talk to.
Maybe. Do you have something that lets you talk to people better?
No.
No, you don't.
I can talk in their heads, but I don't know other languages.
All right. So that
doesn't-
works.
I mean, I can talk to them in their heads in the languages I know. I don't think they'll understand it.
What's wrong? Big pile of boulders here.
Yes.
Ahkum.
So we're out of initiative at this point because you guys you're okay. So what you guys see is like clearly this looks like a camp of some kind, right? Like it's these boulders were stacked here. About 60 feet away, you see a cave entrance, and you could actually see like smoke, like from a campfire, kind of emitting from the cave. You can see his tracks,
Perhaps.
like going like between, and like around on both sides of the woods, and
There would probably be a conveniently sized steak on a spit above a campfire in that side of that cave.
do you guys go over to the cave?
Lunch.
Yeah, we're gonna steal his food.
Yep.
You see a large pile of kind of still fresh branches, presumably from the pine trees, that are kind of laid out on the floor of the cave, just past the fire. And you do in fact see some animal haunch roasting on that above that fire, and there's some skins that are stretched out over the branches.
I will cut a small piece of the good part of the meat off of this animal. Kind of hold it into my hand for a while, tightly with the hand with the ring.
It seems fairly small for
Does it?
such a large creature.
This could not be a permanent home.
No, it almost has it's almost like the size of like a large wild turkey maybe, but it looks like it was obviously skinned and its limbs were removed and its head was removed. Make a
Thanksgiving.
survival check.
Thanksgiving.
That would be a 12.
You're looking at this torso, and again, there's no limbs, there's no flesh, but it kind of looks familiar. And then you kind of look down at Vermont, and then you look at the torso that's being roasted,
No.
and
No.
Papa.
and you're fairly certain that this is the torso of a specter.
Florian's
I'm
like,
holding a bit of the specter meat in my hand.
Florian's like 5 feet away eating off of the thing.
Yeah.
You see Vermont actually like crawl over to the fire.
All right, it's fine then.
What? It's free food.
Yeah, for food.
And like rips off a chunk and smells it and like eats it.
The guy who was
I'm gonna
here
take
didn't
this
eat it, so
piece
it's ours.
of meat that I've cut off and kind of whisper to myself, gift for Gnog, drop it into the fire.
Gift for Gnog.
Okay,
Scooting out.
duly noted.
And then he'll grab some bones and start gnawing.
Swear to God, if Winnie dies, I'm gonna play a goot.
You cannot play a goose.
They are not here.
He's been transported.
He's been transported. He took the wrong portal.
Took the wrong portal. He's gooting out. He doesn't know where he is.
It's insane. Does my ring stop warm?
No,
No.
it just feels warm. It's late morning. Because as I mentioned, it's, you've been traveling a few hours.
Yeah.
That valley unfolds and kind of goes ascending, not where you need climbing gear, but kind of the plateau sort of ascends and winds through and up into the mountains more for at least a mile, because you're like, I could see a mile, and then you see a mile, and it goes for a ways. In fact, you see the hill giant still running, and then you see him kind of turn off, like around
I say
a
we
bend.
keep going up.
Yeah, I mean, we got free lunch.
We should maybe we rest for a second.
Yeah, you guys kind of got squished
A little.
by rocks.
We should still like
Taking
keep,
a short rest.
Yeah, we should still keep a lookout for like dangers. I think.
Yeah.
I'll take first watch.
There's
Okay.
only one watch, Ahkum. It's
Yeah.
1 hour.
I'll take the watch.
All right, tell me what each one of you are doing during this short rest. Ready, set, go, Kat.
I am going to be carving a piece of wood.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, doing a little wood carving.
I am gonna look around the cave for anything that could help with cold, because if snow is cold from cold water.
You do see some skins that he was using as bedding from larger animals. They are stinky, but they would be effective in terms of additional warmth.
Lark,
Yes?
do you have prestidigitation?
No?
Oh no. All right.
Stinky skins?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Ahkum, do you want to carry these really cool things I found? They're stinky.
Sure.
They smell like a combination of teriyaki.
Just kidding, I do have
and-
prestidigitation.
Do it. These smell bad.
Oh, you do?
Prestidigitation.
Oh,
They smell
Darn it.
normal.
okay. They smell normal, and the
Very
lice fall out as you like you prestidigitate them.
I saved you from lice.
All right, Ahkum, what do you do?
Ahkum is going to go sit in that big old pile of boulders, have his good old trusty Gnog sword out, and he's going to be thinking, Gnog. It's the only thought in his mind, just Gnog again for the entire hour, just thinking.
Make a percentile roll.
I was like, why are you obsessed with me?
Get off my back.
Dude, you're so creepy.
88.
You spend an hour resting and thinking of Gnog. Do you also, by chance, burn any hit die to heal
All of
yourself? Fair enough. And then we have Florian.
I burnt a few hit die so I could heal. I'm gonna spend the duration
Oh, you rolled the wrong.
pacing around, looking out. I'm gonna do one thing because it didn't seem like the flower offering made the wind any happier. Like my finger's still not doing well.
It is
right?
still warm.
All right. It's still like burnt and messed up, right? Because
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's still stuck to your skin.
Second idea. What does wind like to do? It likes to extinguish fires. I light a torch I'm gonna hold it out in the wind until it extinguishes and go. I don't really know what you want as a gift. I'll give you what you want as a gift if you tell me.
Make a percentile roll.
Mr. Allen, I just realized I rolled D6
10.
instead of D12s for my hit die. Do you mind if I re-roll this?
Go ahead.
What? Why did you roll?
Did you say you rolled a 10?
A 10.
A 10%.
Yes.
Oh boy.
You explode.
So you're thinking about this for a while, and you're holding the torch, and you're thinking about wind, and your uncertainty.
Yeah.
And the wind starts to actually pick up, and all of you hear the wind start to kind of whistle through the valley as it whips around kind of the outcroppings from the mountains. As it blows through the cave, it kind of makes this like
It's a good
and then
buzz.
you hear like a voice almost on the wind. It's almost like a song. And it's in words that you don't understand. Like it's a language that you don't understand, but somehow in your mind, like your brain is able to understand it. You're simultaneously aware that this language that you hear in this song blowing on the wind is not one that you know, but you somehow understand it.
Yeah.
And it explains to you that you must be a servant in order to receive gifts. You must believe, most of all. Now, the funny thing about this is that you also hear the song on the wind. You also don't hear any of the words, or rather understand any of the words of the song on the wind. But you do recognize 2 words in that song. And 2 of those words that you recognize in that song are Yasik Hogue.
I swear I wrote that name down. I did. Fengari worships God. That's the one.
Good.
It's the god that Fengari worships. So the wind told me that
Yeah.
only servants.
Now, you 2 do not hear the song. You hear the wind. You feel the wind. But you don't hear the song at all.
It's a little windy.
I had heard a similar thing before, I believe, in one of my dreams in the mountains. I was able to understand the language that I simply could not speak.
Yeah, but you didn't hear the song.
No, okay.
You just heard wind.
My question was, does it look like Florian's hearing things from nature?
Yes. Well, do you share this with everyone?
After it's over, but real quick. So it said only servants receive gifts. Devote yourself to the wind or whatever. Okay.
And you must.
I'm having Florian brain right now.
You must believe.
I have to believe.
Gotta believe. Gotta believe in that Christmas magic.
Florian's a Christmas elf.
Before the Fire Nation attacked.
Holy shit. The Fire Nation blew up the North Pole.
So, the wind dies down.
Cool. Yeah.
After your torch blows out, you notice that the smoke kind of makes a cool double helix as it drifts out, and then finally there's no more smoke from your torch.
So good news. The wind likes extinguishing fire.
Well, that's good.
Is my finger any less hurt? Or is it still like melted in there?
You can remove the ring. It's still warm, but now it's not glued to your finger anymore. It's not embedded in your flesh. By the way, you do have a scar.
Aww.
You have a scar of where the ring was. Like, see that mark that I have?
Oh yeah.
That's the scar of marriage, everybody. All right, so you have this permanent scar on your flesh, but you can remove the ring now.
I'll remove it off and
The
just.
scar of Scylla.
I'll take it off and I'll put it on the other hand.
Okay.
I want to give that part of the finger some time to breathe.
All right.
It's been under
It
metal
is
for a
now
long time.
noon o'clock. How do you know that? Because the sun's right overhead.
Be no shadows.
So, where are you going?
up. Sort of around that path that went up the plateau, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that
you
way.
start doing the hike. And you're going up at like a, maybe a 6 to 8 degree ascent as you go up through this kind of plateau. Then it kind of dips down a little bit, and then it sort of turns around a little bit, and then you get into basically a dead end, effectively. The plateau kind of ends in this sort of valley. As you're coming around this corner, beyond this mountain in front of you, is the peak of the bigger mountain that you originally saw. You see the white snow at the top. But you come around the corner, and you see an encampment. You see a huge bonfire with like a big carcass, like buffalo-sized carcass, roasting over it. And you see 2 huge tents. And tending the fire, you see a large hill giant, not the same one that you scared. She seems to be kind of older, and she is sort of like poking the meat, and then she grabs like this wooden sort of pail and dumps like a little bit of what looks like maybe blood, but it's kind of a dark gravy onto the meat, and then she kind of turns it on the spit. And then you see 2 other smaller hill giants. They're about the size, roughly the size of Ahkum. And they're kind of beyond the fire, and they're like throwing rocks at each other and like trying to dodge the rocks. And like every once in a while, like one of them will throw it and like hit the other kid, and then they'll just laugh. And these rocks are like the size of a watermelon.
Talk to them.
You don't see anyone else outside of the 2 huge tents.
Is there any cover in between this?
No, this is kind of like a little, like a cul-de-sac in this plateau between 2 mountains, almost like a little valley
So
in
there's
between
no
2
way
mountains.
that we could avoid this. presumably.
You could avoid it. You can absolutely just
Oh, yeah.
try to climb up the mountain and not go down there. Your choice.
I could talk to him.
I'd like to walk forward.
Based on the
Hey!
last,
Hey! Hello!
I'm casting tongues and I'm running after him. So
Okay.
anyone
Is
who
there
can hear
any
me,
dim light nearby?
Yeah.
Why? What do you
sure.
keep asking?
There's
I go invisible.
shadows.
okay. So you
Okay.
duck up against one of the mountains, and where the shadows basically from the sun, and you just
Yep.
cling to a shadow.
Florian's gonna grab Ahkum and then say, "Yeah, we should have Winny talk." I'm gonna jump in a bush.
Oh, all right.
Like jumping around. Hey! Hey!
Okay.
I'm hiding.
I go, hi, please don't throw rocks at us. They understand me in giant.
Oh, they do, because
Yeah,
tongues.
because tongues.
And Winny also, you want.
We're
Oh,
friendly.
that changes everything.
We're friendly.
I'm hiding in a bush.
I'm giving
Natural
myself
20 on stealth.
Fortnite.
Florian is fucking
Florian.
amazing at Fortnite.
Okay.
Sorry.
So it grants you the ability to understand any spoken language, and when the target speaks, any creature that knows at least one language can hear the target, understands what it says.
Yes.
And it lasts an hour.
Yep.
Okay.
They're level
It's
spell.
a good third level
I
spell.
want you to make a persuasion roll, because despite you overcoming the language barrier, you are a small satyr, and he is a large Leonin.
I'm so small.
Can I flex super hard to like, strong? I'm sure that we're not the best with.
Yes.
Can I have
Is that
advantage?
the help action?
No.
Oh,
I'm sorry, did you say flex super
You can
small?
guidance
Hard.
yourself.
I'm guidancing
Improve
myself.
that horrible roll.
It's fine. That is 12.
All right, that's not terrible.
Not terrible.
You could tell that they are like and you hear the female say like, into the tent.
What? We're not gonna fight you.
She has like a fork, which is the size of a short sword, and she says, come no closer.
Do you see how small I am? I'm not gonna try to fight you. We're just climbing the mountain.
Her eyes dart back and forth between you and Leonin.
Okay, I know he looks scary, but like, he's not.
I'm gonna peek my head out of the bush. And
Are you still
wave.
approaching?
I think we stopped.
Okay, so you're Maybe you're like 60 feet away.
Are we allowed to we're not, can we come? We're
She's
just
like,
trying to,
why you come here?
we're trying to get to the top of the big mountain to find a wizard.
She looks up.
I'm gonna poke my head out of the
What's
bush.
gizzard?
A wizard is someone who does like magic, but a lot of it really well. They're like a craftsman, really good at magic, which is their craft, kind of. And we need to talk to him.
Can eat wizard?
I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think it tastes
You see the
very good.
tent flaps behind her open. And coming from the tent that the children ran into, you see the hill giant. He looks a little bruised.
Oh, the one we fought?
And he looks out and he goes, oh.
I'm sorry that we were
And you hear
fighting.
him say to her, he says, them what attacked me.
We're really sorry. He did throw rocks at us first.
And she looks at him, and then she looks at you. Make another persuasion check.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Dinner with the
So
giants.
how far away are we from them? Like feet-wise?
Well, they're they walked up, so they're 60 feet.
I'm gonna walk up to
You
where
were
they're-
hiding.
I said I poke my head and I'm gonna walk out. I'm trying to look as non-threatening as possible. Which is not that hard for Florian. He's not very
You know what?
threatening.
Make a performance roll.
Oh, I have proficiency in that. I'm a satyr.
Oh, not good.
6.
I got a 9.
So you see that, like, as Florian is approaching, and the male's looking at you, and she's looking between him and you guys, she says, "Have meat?
Yeah, I think so.
Give meat. Then you go up mountain."
I give him a dead bird.
Are you seriously walking up with a bird this small?
Yeah, that's all I have.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
this is the best day of my life.
Yes.
Ahkum will produce
Uh-oh.
a water skin of goat's blood, 2 goat legs, a set of goat's entrails, and the remaining meat of the beast we had fought the day before.
All right. I want you.
Also the torso of his
I'll let
leg.
you choose how you're approaching them, but I'm assuming you're doing this with some degree of humility, like to give it as a gift. How are you? What's your kind of approach? How do you do this?
I'm coming up with you.
Like, this is going to be a big old feast. We're all going to celebrate. We're going to have some fun. We're going to tell some fun stories.
Okay, so you've got this huge cloth sack full of meat. You kind of approach. You could tell, like, she's like uncertain, looking back and forth, and she says, "Why he come forward? Him have meat?"
Yeah, I'm coming up with him.
And then you hear her say to the male, "Have meat. Be ready, crush in case trap."
I'm also
it's
gonna
not a
go up
trap.
with them.
I don't really have meat, but I can give you. She pulls out a wind chime covered in bronze bells. I can give you this. It's shiny.
Florian has a disturbing lack of trinkets.
She says, "Grika." And you see one of the children emerge from the tent. She says, "Take." Grika goes over to you and like reaches out and grabs it, and shakes it, and he's like, and then he goes into the tent.
I have another one if you want one. Do you have like a brother, sister?
Frika. Frika comes out and
Holy
takes it,
shit.
shakes the chime.
Banger. Giant names go hard.
As you reveal the meat, she looks and then she looks at the male and she says, "Pot." And you see him go into one of the tents, not the one that he came out of. And he comes out with a huge, big stone that has kind of like a cavernous dip in it. And he brings it over and he lays it next to the fire. And she says, put meat in pot.
Put in the pot.
Arden's gonna.
Huh? Was that Josh?
Shut up.
Who?
Who's Arzan?
Who's Arzan? Sounds like a
Ahkum puts all the
Yes.
meat and blood and all that stuff. She looks at it and she nods. She says, we'll make a good meal. And then she picks it up and she puts it on the fire. And she moves the spit with the other meat over kind of to the edge. And she has like kind of both of these things going in her massive kitchen.
Should we start going?
She says, don't know what is gizzard or magic. But she looks at the mail and she says, how tell them them come not from here? And he says, snow. She says, what is snow?
The wizards in the snow?
Don't know what is gizzard. What is snow? For little people, snow danger.
Oh, we grabbed blankets. I hold up one of the skins.
She says, is good, snow cold. But is danger in snow for little people.
Is it like really deep
She
snow?
says, white furs
White furs?
is white furs.
White Walkers, guys. Okay.
She says, white furs eat flesh.
Oh, like wolves? Bear?
She says,
Yeti?
no.
A Yeti?
She says, is like bear, but big, like us.
Oh,
Oh shit!
I think.
She says, white furs. She looks at all of you and she says, little folk. And she points east, like out of the mountains. Mm-hmm. And then she says, little folk. And she points south, out of the mountains. She says, white furs is little folk, but can make big beast.
Oh.
White furs, snow, is danger for you.
Are they like Fengari?
Don't know what is funky.
I love that I know the word funky.
A shape changer?
Change.
Change.
Can change.
Oh, okay. I know what that is. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And also frost.
Frost.
Very dangerous. Much strong, big.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. We're sorry that we beat up your family on accident. They're all really sorry that
She looks at the
can't say it.
husband and she says, is okay. Him dumb.
I see that. I agree.
She says,
It's okay.
you climb this mountain first. And you notice she's not pointing to the big mountain. She says, you climb this mountain. You find Stone Bridge is safe way. Otherwise,
White
she says a word in giant, and the closest thing that it says, like she's talking to the husband, she says, how tell them clickers? He says, clickers. And she's
Clickers.
like, dumb. She's like, find Stone Bridge. Bottom of big mountain is clickers. Not good. Like to eat, can sting, make poison.
Bugs?
They're talking about the things
Clickers.
from the water.
Clicker.
She's saying clicker?
The water guys, the people that came out of the ocean.
It sounds not.
Oh! Oh.
What him say?
Well, we fought like bug people by the ocean.
Not people.
Not
bug.
people.
Bug.
She's saying big bug.
Tell them with their shells and the pincing.
Do they have like big like
Lots of arms, legs.
lots of arms and legs?
Can crawl on ice.
Oh.
Can spit.
Sound like centipedes. I don't
Can
like those.
spit like rope from butt.
Oh, like a spider?
Clickers.
Spiders. Okay.
Big.
Big ice spiders, I think.
Frost spiders.
Frost spiders. Maybe.
Cat figured it out.
So fucking
So smart.
Okay. That's very good to know. Thank you.
Go this mountain. Go up. Find stone bridge.
Okay.
Then make a climb. Very careful. White furs and frost.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I didn't get your name.
Olga.
Olga? I'm Winny. This is Ahkum, Florian.
I'm in the shadows.
I am in the shadows.
I don't.
Winny.
Winny. It's
Winny.
short for Winifred, but that's longer. So. Winny.
Him name Ach.
You know
Me
what?
when my name is
His name's Ach. That's
Ark. Ah.
Ach. Ach is good.
Little one.
I'm smaller than him, but I guess he can be little one.
Lark is going to try and slowly sneak through the camp,
Take a stealth.
not paying attention to the conversation that's happening.
You're gonna get
You can't.
swatted.
The only one who can understand the conversation.
20! Non-natural.
You successfully sneak pretty close. You're like 30 feet away.
The only one who can understand the whole conversation is Winnie, and we're just like,
Olga says, you go now. Find stone bridge before dark.
Okay.
Take some time because you small.
That's fair. We are small. How tall is she?
15 feet tall. She says, you go now.
All right.
We happy food.
she's 3 Florians tall.
She's like 4 Winnies tall. Thank you. We're good to go. We have to find a stone bridge up that mountain, not the big one. That'll take us to the big mountain and the spider things.
Okay.
And we should find the stone bridge before dark.
Oh, we should go fast.
Yeah, we
should
should
go
go.
then, yeah.
Thank you very much. We're gonna go now.
We
I don't know where Lark went.
She nods and stirs up some of the stuff that he had dumped into the stone cauldron as it's heating.
I saw where Lark went invisible. I'm
You
gonna go
guys-
over there, just start.
I'm literally invisible.
Kind of go back
Yeah, I'm waving
and
my hands around.
start heading towards this medium mountain that's
Oh!
There you go.
about a quarter mile away. And you get to the base of this, and you can tell that it's going to be kind of literally a rocky ascent, because it looks like this one goes up for about 200 feet before there's any sort of ledge. So which brave soul is going to decide to make the climb and set the ropes?
I'll do it. Unless Ahkum, you want to do it? I was
I
gonna.
reckon you should.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Okay,
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
You're
I'm
up.
gonna go.
Got it.
Yay. Athletics check.
are you using your spectral
I am
arms?
using my ghost arms.
How many chi do you have left?
I got them all back on the short rest,
Stop that.
so 5 left.
I hate monks. All right, go ahead.
I don't have any chi users at my house.
22.
You make it.
Yes.
The DC was 18. All right, it takes a while though, because you're going, you climb up, you find your handholds, you nail in some pitons and loop them through, and then you finally make it up to the top. You set the ropes, lower them down, and you realize as you completed this, you're like, wow, I hope there aren't any more elevations that are taller than 200 feet, because I'm pretty sure we don't have enough rope.
Uh-oh.
Now you don't have enough rope.
No, I don't have enough rope.
We have a lot of rope.
Really?
We've been collecting rope. I think I have 150.
We've been collecting a lot of rope. I have 50 feet.
Okay.
I have 75.
Okay. So you're okay for now. So the rest of you, I'm assuming you're not rushing. So
Nope.
no roll for athletics. You take your time. You tie off. You climb, and it's, a half an hour later. Everybody's up at the top. You've pulled all the rope, and you, unless you want to leave this setup, since you're so blessed with rope, you can. No.
No. We take it with us.
Yeah, we love
Just-
our rope.
I like to have options.
If I need to get down, I'll leap.
We love rope. Rope loves us.
It is significantly colder. I would say it's like in the 50s now. And you kind of get to this ledge, and it's nowhere near the depth of your previous climbs. This is about 20 feet wide. And then it goes to another big, probably 200 feet of climbing. But this very narrow mountain path seems to go both to the north and then kind of wrapping around eventually, and to the south.
So wait,
To get towards the direction of the big mountain, you would have to go south along this path.
so the giants said there was big spiders,
Yeah, the other side of the stone bridge.
all right? Did they say any? They said a stone bridge, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything else, or is it just those two?
They said that there were like shapeshifter people on the top of the mountain. Lark, do you know anything about that?
Like
Fen-
druids?
Why would I?
What? Because you go all sometimes.
do
and
that.
You, like turn into a wolf.
That doesn't mean I know anything about.
Well, I don't know if it's like a different group of Fengari or something.
Oh, I don't know.
All right. They might be druids. Yeah, I don't know.
I like druids. They're nice. Sibylla's a druid.
She is a druid. She's a nice druid. All right. So,
It's cold.
what are you rolling, Mr. Allen?
It's real cold.
Mr. Allen, what are you rolling?
Nothing.
Nothing? All
Are
right.
we like on the side of the mountain, like on the face of the mountain that would face the other peak, like the other big mountain that we're trying to get to, or are we ought to like?
You will have to go traverse this thing and go south.
Going south?
We
Do
will
wanna go
continue
south
to
first?
So we-
voyage on.
Let's go south first, around a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone's being careful. It's a little difficult, but you guys make your way through. About an hour later, climbing over a few sort of narrow, dangerous spots, you come to an area where it looks like maybe there used to be something here, something man-made here. Because you see that, like, the 20-foot wide path that you'd been following sort of opens up into the mountain that you're on, and goes out into like a kind of a 50-foot sort of semicircle, and it's flat, and you see stones, like not rocks, like cobblestones, almost like you would see in Ohiro. You also see two huge like tree carved poles that are like look extremely well built, with like these ornate kind of carvings, almost like effectively like totems, faces carved into them, and these two poles kind of flank what looks like maybe there was like an actual arch, like architecture arch, because you see the ruins of, again, carved and shaped stonework, but then it looks like this whole thing collapsed and it's just a rock pile covering this tunnel. But across from that, you actually see a series of wood beams kind of tied together, and you see very thick rope intertwined with other thick ropes, and you see a bridge. And that bridge seems to go across this chasm between the mountain that you're on and the big mountain. Looks like it's about 150 feet across. Now, it is late afternoon, so you could still kind of see. the chasm drops down for another 300 feet. Like it looks like this chasm between these two mountains goes even further down than the plateau you were previously on. And you see sort of like a little river down there.
And this isn't a stone bridge, it's wood?
It looks wood by all accounts.
Looking up, do I see any other bridges that span this chasm?
No. You look in either direction. You don't see anything else that remotely connects to the big mountain that you're trying to go to.
Well, this is a pretty... She might have just used the wrong word. She might not know anything but stone.
I'm gonna look over the edge. I'm gonna go, please don't blow us off the bridge when we're going across it, wind. That'd be very nice of you. And I'm gonna throw a bird into the dead bird into the wind as an offering.
You've just been holding on to it this whole time.
Yeah.
Like rigor mortis has said
I killed it this morning. I put it in my pocket. Now it's time for it to be used.
All right, you throw the bird, and at first it just kind of starts falling, and then something weird happens. You see its wings pop out, and it kind of twitches, and then it starts flapping its wings, and it flies away down the chasm.
Woo! Hey,
So-
I didn't kill it. I thought I killed that bird.
I'm just saying that if it's late afternoon, would it be a better idea to camp here? Just because there's like already places to sleep?
Yeah, but
And if it's cold over there?
sounds like that side's more dangerous
With
than
your
this.
Yeah.
supervision, you could see, across the bridge is a parallel sort of construction where you see, again, sort of like a semicircular landing of some kind that you see like cobblestones, you see the same like two totem pillars on the opposite side. You see an archway that looks like it was actually carved into the mountain, but that also seems like it has been collapsed.
Do I recognize any of the ways that these totems were carved? Are these of like the nomadic Leonin tribes, or is this something a group I would not?
These do not seem Leonin in nature.
I mean, we can go on the other side, though. There's places to sleep over there.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We can do that then.
I say we get across as soon as possible. I don't want to get stuck.
That's fair.
Sure. We should be careful. It's
Yeah, one at a time.
I'll go last.
Because you're big.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Who's going first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
do we do order?
Actually,
The
wait,
bridge,
you should go
despite
first.
seeming to
I'll
be
go first.
You go first, Florian.
If it's like damaged,
Let's tie a rope to you.
despite being seemingly very old, seems to have been built with superb construction.
I'll go second to last.
You cross the bridge with no problem. I mean, it kind of shakes minorly, but you don't feel any instability. The boards of the bridge seem equally as strong and reliable as the totem posts on each side.
I don't want to make a lot of noise, but I also want to shout across the bridge. So, magic helmet to Winny seems good.
Yeah, you guys see him crossing the bridge. You get to the other side.
Yeah, seems good. All things were fine for me.
Okay.
Okay. Who's next?
Me.
You cross.
How come you're usually so interested in rushing in? Why last this time?
I'm double the height of Winnie, and if I fall through, no one else gets across.
That's fair. I'll go across.
You do. It's very reliable and sturdy.
I'm gonna grab one of the cobblestones from this.
You have
pile
to dig
of-
it out.
Do it, and I'll walk across with it. Do I get across fine?
You do.
My man weighed himself down.
Classic boot moment.
And I'm going to.
He's weighed
You
down.
don't even know that.
He's weighed down to the
I'm
bridge.
gonna
He can't
place
fall
it.
off.
Exactly.
I'm gonna place it in the other pile.
You disrupted the balance.
Okay. So,
Go to do
as you arrive on the other side of the bridge, you're again in this kind of clearing. There's no path. There's no ledge. It looks like at one point there was some kind of entrance that was architecturally created, but that has been caved in.
Into the.
And it doesn't look recently caved in. It looks like it's been caved in for an unknown quantity of time.
Are there any like holes in the stone at all that like peek through?
There are some gaps, but you feel like whatever caved this in is probably 30 feet deep of stone. Like, you don't see any light, you don't feel any wind drawing through. It does look like you could begin climbing this big mountain, and about 200 feet above you, it looks like there might be some kind of a cliff that would indicate an elevation above where you are.
I feel like we might want to just stop here.
Yeah, it's gonna be too dark to climb soon.
Yeah, I'll say that it's like 5, and it gets dark at like 9. So you still have a good few hours of daylight.
Yeah, but there might not be a better spot to camp. This seems pretty like. You said there was like little
It
indents
is,
in the
yes,
wall?
it comes in,
Yeah.
so there is a little bit of break from the wind.
And
And if I recall, none of you have tents, so it's windy.
if we go to bed now, then we'll wake up earlier tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully before all the monsters wake up, and or after they go to bed.
That's the hope.
We should make sure we're looking out when we're sleeping.
Yeah.
Though. I'm scared of this place. I don't like it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's weird.
guess.
It's like
It's kind of pretty though.
It's tall.
there's a lot of wind.
A lot of
you said there was.
verticality.
Talk
you
to me
said
about
there's-
what you're doing for your
You
camp.
said there was big
I'm
spiders.
gonna start digging out part of the rocks just to have some rubble about him.
Okay.
He's gonna make a few little pillars of rock around where he's gonna sleep, and then he's gonna take the ring off and he's gonna put it on the hilt of his sword if he can get it there, and just kind of fall asleep on the stone.
The ring will not fit on the
No,
hilt of the
okay.
sword.
He'll hold it, he'll wrap his sword up so he doesn't cut himself in his sleep, and then kind of place the ring on the sword and sleep with it on his chest.
Okay.
How tall are like the little are there like little indents in the wall at all, or like?
The foundation stones of the arch are significant. Like they're like
Like there are little gaps where someone could like. sleep.
3 foot wide by, like they're huge. Not big enough where there's gaps where you can hide in them. No.
You can't lie down in them.
No. Like you could kind of get if you go into as far close to the mountain as possible, you can kind of get a break from the wind, so you're not like right out there at the edge of the chasm. So I should ask, who's on first watch?
I was gonna ask, Ahkum, can I have like 3 of your common things?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna take one of those big furs. I'm gonna make a little tent
Okay.
for myself. And
I
then
was
I'm gonna
I was also planning on doing that, but with like
fort.
a bunch of the big skins I have from I have a lot of them. I don't remember where I got all of them. I know one of them I got for glider building, but I'm gonna abandon that because I don't think that's gonna be too helpful.
Okay. So who's on first watch? Ahkum's already like snuggled into his pit. Okay, so Lark is on first watch. Tell me
Great.
what the rest of you are doing. Are you just sleeping once you make your pup tents?
Yes.
Ahkum's trying to get as much sleep as he can, as fast as he can, because he usually takes the last watch.
Okay. All right. So Lark, you're on first watch.
All right.
What are you doing during your first watch?
I'll do second.
I will be intently staring out into presumably, hopefully nothing.
Okay. So
Very
you could stare obviously across from you, from where you just came.
All around.
If you wanted to go to the edge, you can look down into the chasm and scope that out.
When he comes up and pushes you.
I don't think I'll be going to the edge,
Okay.
but I'll be listening.
All right. Make a perception check.
Great. Ten.
Anything else that you want to do during your uneventful watch?
I will carve a little bit more of my little statue.
Excellent. Okay. You wake up Florian for second watch, and
Okay.
you presumably go into the tent that he made
Yes.
Yeah.
because it's cold.
It's a little small, but
It is now, let's say, 9 o'clock. It's dark, and the temperature has dropped to the low 40s.
Cool. I'm making sure I have my magical dark vision for the whole watch. that
Okay.
I'm on, and I roll a perception check.
Yes.
Better than Winny. Better than Lark. Sorry. 12.
All right. What do you do during this watch?
I think Florian is just gonna. He's fine with being like in a quiet place, so he's just gonna like sit there. He's gonna watch. He's gonna listen to the wind, and he's just gonna kind of just sit in peace.
Okay. It's midnight. Who would you like to wake up for the next watch?
I think Ahkum said because he has dark vision. I would like.
Oh, are you doing 3 watches and not 4?
No,
That's
I'll
fine.
do 4. I'll take the 4th watch. You take the 5th.
Okay, we'll do 4.
Okay.
Yeah, wake up Ahkum.
Right.
Because I think we want to wake up when he is close to sunrise.
All right.
as possible.
You go to sleep. You wake up. You're cold. You kind of get yourself. I'm assuming you have not made a fire, right?
No.
Okay. So it's cold. Make a perception check. You have dark vision?
I do. Natural 20.
All right. What else are you doing other than just kind of looking?
Ahkum's experience with mountains are incredibly limited and mainly have been focused in dreams. So he is going to. Yeah. He's going to go to the edge next to the bridge and just kind of
Dream on.
feel the wind brace in it, and from what he understands of praying, he is going to try to embody the ideals of a mountain, which is large, kind of unmoving, and just going to stand there and be strong.
Stand there and be strong.
The idea of a guy going, I embody the mountain, and just
Make a
stands still.
Constitution saving throw.
17.
I embody the cliffs.
Dude, why aren't you moving? Dude, you ever move for
Mountains don't move.
You got heat, man.
What was that?
17.
It is cold, but you feel like part of the cold is in some way. Why is it
Weathering
important?
me.
Yes, weathering you. Well said.
And before my watch finishes, I'm going to into the
Heath's children.
saw Florian doing stuff into the wind. So Ahkum's gonna grab a few rocks and grind them together and whisper.
I was not doing things into the window. I was just kind of sitting there going,
Praise to Gnog. Praise to.
He's an actual hobo. Dude, why are you so obsessed with me?
Knog's gonna be like this really tired
Roll,
man. and he's
roll
gonna be like,
percentile for me.
Dude, come on.
Dude.
You can just call me Nog.
Dude, you call me Nog. Oh my god.
4,
That.
right?
Oh, that's a 4.
That's a 4.
He becomes the mountain.
You gooed out.
All right.
He coots out.
At a certain point, it's so cold that you're kind of it's sort of made you sleepy, and you're in this deep meditation. You're kind of grinding the rocks back and forth. You're sort of like trying to retain your body heat, and you're not really sure if you fall asleep or not.
You die.
But you close your eyes. You know how sometimes you fall asleep and you like open your eyes and it feels like you're like, whoa, what's in? You're disoriented.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. When you open your eyes, you still have the rocks. You're sitting there, same place, looking across the bridge. There's something different about it.
What might be different?
The arch is intact. There's no rock slide, there's no collapse. And you see not only an arch, but you see a set of huge stone doors that are closed with symbols on them. And you see
Symbols look like the language I can read.
Are they in rock?
no.
No.
But you see that the doors open. You hear them opening, like the rock grinding.
can see into them.
Yes. And you see a large figure, like a huge giant, but not a hill giant. Sort of a tall, gray-skinned, but slender, ectomorphic giant, huge giant. With just like a loincloth, just like walk out of the tunnel and like kind of stand across. And he's not really looking at you. It almost looks like he's looking past you. And you see he kind of looks both ways. He looks up. And then he walks to the edge of the bridge. And the bridge is there. And you see he puts a hand on one of the totem posts. And he looks down into the chasm. And he nods, and then he turns and starts walking back towards the tunnel.
Quick look behind me. Are there doors behind me as well?
Yes. They are
Look
closed.
Back to him. I'm gonna shout as loud as I can in common.
We're sleeping.
Who are you?
You see when right before he gets to the doors, he stops. And you see he kind of turns and he looks. And again, he's not making eye contact with you, but he kind of turns and he looks. There's sort of a bewildered expression on his face.
I'm right here. Look across the bridge. Across the bridge.
And then he kind of pauses and turns and walks back inside of the tunnel. And after he walks in, the doors close.
Ahkum got
And when
left on red.
they're making the grating stone noise, and it's like, and when they close, your eyes spring open, and you were rubbing the rocks together, and the sound of the doors closing was the rocks rubbing together, and then one of the rocks slipped out of your hand and hit the ground, and that sound was the doors closing. But now when you wake up, it's as it was before.
Gonna pick the rock back up again. Assume that was a good thing.
Make a perception check.
And where my dick at?
9.
Fell off.
You know what? I'll give you. Is your insight any better than perception?
Insights. No, it's not.
The totem poles on both sides had carvings, faces.
Are they of humanoid faces?
Some of them.
Are others animalistic?
Anamorphic, what did I say?
No. You
So-
notice one of those faces seems familiar.
I'll go over to it. Why does it look so familiar? Is it the giant that I saw in my dream?
It looks very much like the face of the giant that you saw in your dream. And that is where we'll end this episode of D&D with High School Students Season 5. Thanks as always, everybody, for tuning in, liking, and subscribing, and we'll see you on the next episode. Happy Thanksgiving. Peace out. Bye.
Oh, yeah. Woo.
Well, hello, and welcome to to Bill Allen World. I am Wizzy, the Wizard. I'm back once again to remind you to subscribe and click on the notifications button, and also watch videos that are over there. Tune in to the next episode of whatever show you were just watching, and watch other shows featuring Bill. He made me say that because he's a narcissist. Okay, bye.